Like I've said in other videos, you never know where you're going to go when you're in the gig economy, when you're working a gig job, delivering food, taking people.
Southwood Boulevard.
Sometimes you don't really want to go as far as the app tells you. You want to refuse some of the loads because it's just too far. But sometimes you take those far ones. They may be a little bit upside down orders, but you find some amazing places. This neighborhood I'm in now,
turn right onto Southwood Boulevard.
it is it's beautiful. Some of the homes back here are great, but just the tree coverage and everything, it's just like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, the offer didn't pay that well.
500 feet, turn left onto Pleasant Hill Road.
It didn't pay that well, but what the heck? Look at these views. What? Oh, I'm on the line. I'm on the line. I'm off the line. I'm off the line, car. It's okay.
Now
And look at
turn
these.
left
Look at
onto
these
Pleasant
houses.
Hill Road.
Look at this house. Wow. Yeah, that's freaking beautiful. Welcome everybody to a start of my work day. I'm starting to work nights now, so I can get out and shoot videos in the daytime. I have a couple videos coming, testing out some new adapters, especially for the Kia EV6 to the Tesla supercharger network, and also going to Casadega, which is a town where you have to be a witch or a warlock to live, or a fortune teller. You have to be in that circle of people to actually live in this town. Everybody that lives in the town is a witch, a warlock, or a fortune teller, and it's going to be amazing. I'm going to bring you guys over there, but right now I got to get out and do my job here, and I'll see you guys from whatever adventure we hit. I'm not doing a work video. I bet nobody can guess where I am at the moment. Go ahead, guess. I am at a place. In other videos, this wasn't going to be a work video, I swear. But I am at a place I've been wanting to get into my entire life. You know, I could never live here. The houses, I think the cheapest house is right around $12 million US dollars. But I'm not gonna say where I am. You guys leave in the comments. Where am I? This is so secret that I can't even show you the navigation. I get to show you my car driving by itself. That's it. Yeah, you think Hollywood's fancy. No, this place is better than Hollywood, Miami Beach. This is just mind-blowing that I'm even in here, that they let me through the gate. And up here, I'm gonna try and pull over on the side of the road. It's a very narrow road, but there was something at the entrance right when I cleared security to get in here that I really wanted to see if I could take a picture of, or a quick video. And I'm gonna try. I'm hoping I can get it. There's nobody behind me, so we should be able to pull over. Okay, let's get out real quick, before any police come. Look at that bridge. This here is called Sycamore Grove, but look at this. Look at that water over here. What is that? Oof. I want you to look at that. Maybe this will help you understand where I'm at. What home development area is this? Let me get out of here before all the Club 33 members come and attack me. Oh, let's go. Get out of here, get the car rolling. Oh, man. Even rich people need their sushi. That's all I gotta say. This is kind of cool. I'm at Disney right now, and they even advertise at Disney for Epic Universe. That's pretty sweet. Just goes to show, no hard feelings. Competition is fun. You know what it's like? It's like, okay, so people will come to Walt Disney World and enjoy their time, and then run over to Epic Universe. And it's like Disney saying, you know what? We don't need to build a new park. We can, we'll draw the people in as normal. We could send some people over to Universal, you know, not a big deal. And it saves us money. We're going to make money from people coming in, but we don't have to wait. Oh, there's an armadillo. But we don't have to waste the money to build a new theme park. We'll just advertise for someone else. I don't know. I don't know why they're doing that, but it's unique, because I'm sure if I run over to Universal real fast, there is nothing on Universal Studios property that tells people, hey, go to the Magic Kingdom. Epcot's having fire. Go see Epcot's fireworks. I'm sure that's not happening. Well, the sun is starting to come up. I don't know where, though. The sky is blue already. But where? Oh, the sun's probably behind this Aloft Hotel. No orange sky today. It's a white sky. That's odd. There are times when we do get a pretty sunrise, an orange sunrise, but most of our sunsets is where it's beautiful. The orange. Sorry, I got the sneezies. I had to pause. But there are days where it's just white. It's just clear. No color really, except for that here. I can't stop. But the sunsets are always orange. I just got breakfast in my belly. The sun is definitely up now. And it looks like SeaWorld across the street. It's not open yet. It's got about 2 more hours before it opens. But they are testing the roller coasters for the day. Just seen Manta and... oh God, what's that coaster right there? I forget that coaster's name. It's Manta and... Manta's over there. Or no, Manta's... Is that Manta? This is Manta. Maybe. We're not going to SeaWorld today. We're not going to Busch Gardens in Tampa today. We're not going to Universal. We're not going to Disney. We're going to go find something historic. Kraken? Is that... No, it's not Kraken. Oh my God. What coaster is that? Good morning, everybody. This here is just a small, well, let's just say it's history, but not history that's that old, but it is the history of a small town, one of the newest towns in the state of Florida, basically. Celebration, the town that Disney built. All right, work is done. I am walking around the streets, the mean streets of Celebration, Florida, just checking the sights, the smells, watching pixie dust fall from the sky. Because this is the town that Walt Disney built, or not Walt Disney himself, but the Disney Corporation actually built this town in the late 1990s. And I had a hand in it, I must say. I'm pretty fortunate to have touched some of this before it was built and assisted in the building of it. Specifically, pretty much every single road in Celebration up until about the year 2002, because it's still growing. These here are some of the original streets that I helped build. I was part of a company that subcontracted on with Disney that helped build Celebration, not only doing the roads, but the foundations pretty much for every single house in this area. Now there's still, on the other end, there's shopping centers and stuff like that, and new houses going in all the time that I do not have a hand in building. But I'm gonna drive the streets, show you some of the houses and some of the apartments and stuff, and what makes this town so quaint. But then I'm also gonna take you to where some of the offices and the buildings are that have that 1950s California era retro feel to them. At nighttime they're spectacular, but we'll save that for another video. Today we're just going to drive by them, check them out, check out the retro 7-Eleven that's here in town, and even the shopping plaza where Publix grocery is, because all that's very retro, where the homes around here are also very quaint and retro in a different way, not that 1950s style, but just quaint neighborhood look. It's that quaint neighborhood look for the perfect community of tomorrow. Today. I'm actually starting off in this neck of the woods. Well, it's not woods, it's a nice little center park in between a road here, and it's kind of a loop. But there's a little bit of dark history right here, and I should pull up the facts about it. I believe it was somewhere over in here. I believe, now I could be wrong, you're gonna have to Google it because it happened so long ago, but there was a family that lived in one of these homes. I'm not exactly sure which one. The husband actually murdered his wife and hid the body right here, just past the road in this little shrubbery area. Oh, there's a squirrel jumping the trees. Just have to, I'm not gonna make a dark video about the history of Celebration, but there's been a couple deaths in here, some notable, and one of them happened right here. And I believe the husband murdered his wife and was also captured or either killed himself. I really don't remember, but you can Google it. But it happened right here, and it was one of these houses right there that they lived in. I'm not very good at research. It's just things I remember that happen over time. As for work, it was a pretty eventful night. Pretty much stuck with Uber Eats all night. Didn't really DoorDash much. Just kind of enjoyed just sticking on one platform to see what I could do. And I reached my goal. I did have to work a few more hours to reach that goal, just sticking on one app, but it worked. Anyway, let's hit the streets here. Let's loop around, and we'll just put the camera out the front window. I'll just mount it right here, and we'll just see what we can see. I am just gonna let the car drive itself, and we're gonna take it on down to Market Street. You can kind of have a look-see at the neighborhoods, the homes, the trees. It's quite beautiful here, really quaint, kind of like the perfect town. And that was what Disney was striving for. Years later, Disney relinquished the ownership of the town, and they still have, I mean, they're still part of it. They still have businesses here. I'll take you over to a monolith that there's a monolith with a bunch of big buildings that Disney actually still works out of. But for the most part, the town has grown up, and it's no longer a part of Disney, really. But it's still known as the town Disney built. And I believe behind the scenes, they still have some sort of say-so of what happens here. Almost every single home and building here, basically mostly the homes, are all prefabbed. I watched them go up. They could put a house in less than a week. Have the foundation, the septic, the water, the electricity, everything. It was all done so fast. It was mind-blowing. They did have a few issues, obviously, you know, mold and stuff like that. They were done so fast and prefab, so Celebration had to come in and, you know, take care of a lot of homeowners. But that was years ago. Nowadays, it's just, everything's beautiful.
Left onto Celebration Avenue.
Why does the car tell itself it has to turn left or right? It knows what it's doing. But yeah, back when we were doing this and we were putting a lot of these roads in and the retention ponds and doing the foundations for the homes, I thought to myself, one day, I'm gonna live there. I'm gonna live in Celebration. Now, there's other places I would rather live on Disney property, mainly Golden Oaks, but you need to have multi millions of dollars to live there. One of the cheapest houses, I believe, is $8 million, and they go on all the way up to like 12 million. But here, it's more affordable, and so I still would like to live here. It's just it's something, it's unattainable for someone like me, and that's okay. I get to work here. I may not get to live here, but I get to work here. I get
In
to charge.
500 feet, turn left onto Sycamore Street.
Okay, car, keep talking. I wish the car would just talk to itself quietly. But I also get to charge my car here. I get to eat here.
Now turn
I get to
left
shop
onto
here if I
Sycamore
want.
Street.
It's, you know, it's not too bad. I get all the benefits without having to live here. It's kind of sad. I think I'd rather live here and have none of the benefits. I don't know. Anyway, we're heading over to Market Street right now, and this is kind of the downtown area. On the weekends, they have, like today, I believe. Today is Sunday, yeah.
Now turn right
there should be a
onto
market,
Front Street.
a street market going on, I think. Why did I decide to come over here on street market day? Let's see. Street's not closed yet. Okay, so no market going on. Is this a day?
In 500
where there
feet,
is no
your
market?
destination will be on the right.
I'm gonna take over the wheel. Let's park out in front of the old movie theater. The old-timey movie theater that isn't really that old. This old theater, it kind of didn't really have a very long life. It's still here, and not too many things happen here. Back to the Future played here, and that was about it. They had the DeLorean out here, and that's about all I remember. It's the only time I was ever here. But it's very retro. See what I mean? 1950 style retro. Take you over by the lake, see if we could see Wally the gator. I know everybody else calls him different names. There's an alligator that likes to swim around here periodically. But I'm worried about recording because they got Bob Marley playing in the background. What's great about Celebration is you can walk around and there is music through the streets, kind of like there was in the old days in old towns. But the music's changed from 1950 style music to modern music, including Bob Marley. If you could hear in the background, I'm trying to talk so I don't get a copyright. I'm gonna sing Don't Worry About a Thing. See, there's speakers all through the town. Look at how beautiful it is today. Here's a better look at the movie theater. See how sci-fi everything looks here. As we go into town a little bit more, pretty much all the buildings have a cool retro look. I mean, my Tesla's right there, so that's not as retro, but it's kind of a mismatch, kind of like a jumbo shrimp type thing, you know? Oxymoron. I see no alligators in the water right now. Is that a turtle? Is there a turtle there? Hey, we got a turtle in the water, not an alligator. He normally likes to hang out over there. Look at that. Just a perfect Florida morning. So this is Market Street. This is kind of where you come to get your coffee, come to get dinner. I like to come over here and get a milkshake. Right here at Kilwins. It's one of my favorite places to get a milkshake right there. Well, pretty much anywhere. Oh, but it's a nice little town. If you want to raise a family, or you just want to fly solo, or just have a girlfriend, I'm sure my girlfriend would love it if I generated enough revenue to finally get a house here. It is, to me, a perfect little town. So it's been a dream since we built this place to live here, but you know, I don't know nothing about what is that new form of money, currency that everyone uses, that or they're getting rich off of, whatever that is, where you mine the internet or something. I'm not good at that stuff, so I'll probably never. I work for my money. I don't mine the internet, but if I did, I could probably afford to live here eventually. Me, I am an ex-truck driver, gig worker. There's nice, quaint little pretty parks. Oof. Auditoriums. They have a couple schools. It's just a really nice place. And look at this. I love this. Where the trees just form a tunnel over the road. There's a lot of places like this in Florida, but this is one of my favorite, just due to the manicured yards, the nice homes. Yeah, I'm a fan. So once we get up here just a little bit, we're coming up on a...
In 500 feet, turn left onto Celebration Boulevard.
There you go. The car told itself where it's going. Celebration Boulevard. Down here is where the retro...
Now turn left onto Celebration Boulevard.
The retro kind of meets the old. So if you grew up in Southern California, and you're used to that crazy, awesome, retro kind of style of buildings, homes, businesses, this is where you come. If you're in Florida, if you miss seeing that stuff. I mean, look at that right there. That's those pillars and everything. See if we can find some parking up here and we'll do some walking around. I mean, just driving here with the palm trees on the shoulder of the road. This is very California. The images you get from being in California. Every building pretty much looks just like this. Same color, same type of architecture, and they make it extremely easy to know what address you're at. All chrome. It's just really cool. On the street, you get the view of the palm trees, but even on the sidewalk, look at that. So you can walk the sidewalk and you're got a straight line of trees also. You just kind of walk in the middle of. It's really weird that they went this route. When we were first creating this town, I didn't see all the blueprints for it. I had some of the blueprints back in the day. I kept them when they were throwing them away, and because some of the higher ups at Disney actually autographed them, and I kept them along with the blueprints for the Millennium Celebration at Epcot back in 2000. And my old girlfriend has them. I left them in our shed out in the backyard, but we've been separated now for like 13 years or something. So she probably threw all that stuff away by now. Very odd that they went very Mayberry, Andy Griffith, beautiful, quaint town just down the street. And then when you get into all the businesses where Disney actually, worked, all the employees and stuff that created the town, all their buildings look very sci-fi, retro, 1950s. Right down to the local 7-Eleven. Extremely retro looking. Which I have to go and get coffee and use the little boys' room real fast. Body just expelled about 1 gallon of coffee and it's time to replenish. Here we go. And just down the street from 7-Eleven, actually just one stoplight, is a retro shopping plaza. Very 1950s retro routes. I keep saying California. It's kind of a Route 66 thing. A lot of retro Route 66 stuff. I mean, not stuff, but style. You get that vibe, that Route 66 vibe. But with the palm trees, it makes it more look like Hollywood. Look at the roof of this Walgreens. The angles, the straight lines. It's, you kind of get what I mean. And look at this. Look at the sign for the Celebration Point. This is we're in Celebration Point now. Just look at that sign. It just screams, light me up with neon. And here we come to the most retro of retro, our local grocery store, the Publix. A very unique Publix. I mean, Publixes don't normally look that way. Got a very unique architecture on our grocery store, but also on the little mall area. And there is a little bit of California there. We have a Fat Burger from California. For those in the know. In-N-Out, suck it. No, actually, I'm waiting for an In-N-Out to eventually migrate to Florida. And this would be a perfect spot because there is a California original right there, Fat Burger. Now, the Walt Disney family themselves, Walt and his grandfather, grandmother, aunts, uncles, and everybody else back in the early 1900s, late 1800s, early 1900s, actually founded a total of 2 towns in the Ocala forest. Actually, a lot of them are still buried there out in the woods. If you go back on my videos, I did hit the cemetery. We went way back into the woods and found the cemetery and found the grave sites of some of Walt Disney's family members. His favorite cousin is there. His grandparents are there. There's a whole big family plot just buried off into the woods. Well, the plots, their family members are buried in the plots way back in the woods. And then the Disney Corporation went ahead and did a third city, which is here in Celebration. So there's actually 3 towns in the state of Florida that Disney, the Walt Disney family, actually had a hand in. Well, two, and then the Walt Disney Corporation had one. So for those people out there that say, hey, Disney, you should get out of Florida and go back to California where you belong. Actually, they have a lot to do in the state of Florida, because the Disney family, a lot of the Disney family are actually from here and created or helped create back in the early 1900s and late 1800s 2 towns. Well, they're cities now. We'll go there on a video one time. Anyway, until the next time, thanks for tuning in from Celebration, Florida. I'm going to go home and get some sleep. It's been a long night. Peace, everybody.